Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mussies and bussies, let this be a lesson to you all that strong man personal finance is very critical of other people's portfolios. And you want to know why? Because they're garbage. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. So I was informed of this interesting portfolio by this 23-year-old male who has 4 ETFs, 4 exchange-traded funds that he invests in inside of his Roth IRA. This post is on our ETFs on Reddit. Now this guy, he said, I maxed out my Roth IRA for 2023. Fantastic. I am so happy that this guy at 23 is maxing out his IRA. Cannot complain about that. I plan to hit the max every year until I retire. Wow, is that how you build wealth? Any tips for me? Well, young man, if you ever watch this video, I'm going to give you some tips. First of all, I see 4 ETFs. The weightings are way out of whack. You have 1,000 in one, 1,000 in another one, 3.6 thousand in a third one, and 1,000 in a fourth one. Can you explain why you picked those and those weightings? Oh, was it just a random feeling? Did you just have a random percentage weighting that you decided to pick? Yeah, that's exactly what you did. What you have here is a random portfolio at a random weighting. That's my first criticism. How do these percentages come to be? You just made it up, 100%. I don't care what your justification is, you made it up. That's my first criticism. My next criticism is, it's all U.S. stocks, bro. U.S. stocks, bro. That's right. So looking at these ETFs, we have MGC, the Vanguard Mega Cap ETF. Okay. MGK, the Vanguard Mega Cap Growth ETF. VGT, the Vanguard Information Technology ETF. Also Mega Cap. And VOO, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. Do you know what you could just have done with this instead of buying 4 different ETFs that are, oh, by the way, the exact, well, not the exact, but very, very, very similar? You could have just put it all in VOO. Instead of making a random portfolio with random weightings and random ETFs that all are the same, you could have just bought VOO. That's right. That would have been the easiest solution here. Now, let's go look at these ETFs a little bit more. So the first one is MGC. Now, I want to see if you can see a common theme here. Pay close attention. MGC Vanguard Mega Cap ETF. Here's the top holdings. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia. Okay, 8%, 843. What's the next one? MGK. MGK, get out of here. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, this looks very familiar. The only difference is that Apple, Microsoft, and all the other ones are weighted at even higher allocations. Okay, what about the third one? I wonder what diversification benefit this one provides. VGT. VGT. Oh, wow. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. Oh, I guess Amazon's not in there. Okay, that's a little bit of difference there. But you notice the top holdings are basically the same thing. And then you go to VOO, you go down to the portfolio as well, and oh my God, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, it's this, you could have just bought VOO. You literally bought 4 different ETFs that literally have almost the exact same stocks at the top, number one, and are very similar in weightings. That's my biggest criticism here. What is my third criticism? He's buying the asset class that has outperformed the most. You can see that he is most heavily weighted VGT. Do you want to know why he probably heavily weighted that? I have a very sinking suspicion. It's probably because that one did the best in the last 10 years. This guy pulled up Vanguard ETFs. He filtered on past performance, and he said, what went up the most? And he said, I'm going to buy a couple of these to, quote unquote, diversify, and I'm going to get amazing future returns because in the past I got returns. VGT, if you go back to it, it's Apple and Microsoft, the big dogs, big daddies, okay? he's all large cap tech. And he's not, he probably thinks he's diversified. What is the diversification benefit? Why have these when VOO literally has the same thing? It has all the same stocks, but it's at market cap weighting. Just because you have multiple ETFs that all have the same stocks does not mean you're diversified. You could just have one ETF and be just as diversified or even more diversified. You could have VT and be even more diversified. You don't need multiple ETFs in your portfolio. This is clownery, okay? So I just wanted to illustrate that when you see portfolios like this, you got to help people out here, okay? This portfolio is clownish. I'm glad he's maxing his Roth IRA. I'm not going to knock him for that. He's learning. He's getting better. But you cannot make your portfolio complicated like this for no reason, for no added benefit, because now all he is he's invested in basically the largest, most recently outperforming companies in the world at a random weighting that he kind of constructed right haphazardly. Okay? This is an out-of-control portfolio. Get rid of all the other ones, not financial advice, and just keep VOO. You don't need the other ones. This is clownery 101. I guarantee you, in a year, his portfolio will be entirely different. Guarantee it, because when people have these kind of portfolios, so they have multiple ETFs, they reallocate, they log into their account one day and they just feel like reallocating, and they go ahead and do it. And before you know it, they miss all of the gains that they think they're going to get because they're allocating their portfolio all the time based on random whims. Okay? So that's my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, buddy, if you ever watch this video, just keep it simple. This is clownery. And have a wonderful day. Cheers!